after having somehow escaped from prison.
Oh, that sucks.
Not as bad as this green screen, wowzers! Episode 2 of She-Hulk is just dropped, and I avoided it like dealing with an ex-girlfriend that you care so much about. But you know, she will ruin your day if you accept her phone call. But you can't say no. You need to hear her voice. You long for just one sweet kiss, but she won't give it to you. Anyway, the actors were already on their usual PR spin. After the first episode, it didn't go over well with the fans. She-Hulk star went on about
the weird obsession with female Marvel heroes' bodies.
The male actors have to get in shape, even if the dudes are over 50. But the female actors can show up as is, honey, and the VFX artists or the prop department will make up for all shortcomings. Let's face it, Jamila Jamil plays Titania and looks nothing like Titania. Titania is buff. Jamila Jamil has as much muscle mass as an emaciated ostrich. Also, her outfit that she wears, it looks like something your great aunt would wear, thinking she's hip and cool. As she tells you about the original Woodstock and that one time she was a backup dancer for Tina Turner. Let's face it, Jamila Jamil is so out of shape, she hurt her butthole while doing the kick scene. Mark Ruffalo rolled in as well with his static reply that I'd swear took an entire PR team to come up with. If it takes 24 people to write a song for Beyonce, Mark Ruffalo must have 12 people to find the right thing to say on Twitter.
The rise of bad faith IMDb reviews, particularly for projects led by women or BIPOC, threatens to render the site's score meaningless if the problem is not addressed.
And he quotes Screen Rant. As we all know, Screen Rant is garbage. It's just about as bad as CBR.
The joke is absolutely homophobic, yet it's also representative of the problematic humor of the time in which it was made.
No.
She-Hulk review bombs prove that IMDb's biggest problem is the rating.
Probably because people suck, and our entertainment is worse. Maybe if our entertainment was good, it would inspire people to be better. Have you ever thought about that, Hollywood, you jackasses? So basically, the ones are in bad faith, and the 10s, which equal or outnumber the ones, are in good faith, or are they also in bad faith? Because the show has women and people of color? Like that matters in this day and age. It's 2022, we need to stop pretending it's 1940. Truth be told, She-Hulk is mediocre, which can be fixed over time with good writing, experienced writers, or switching out the people you have on hand. But mediocrity with a pinch of intersectional feminism, and you'll just turn people off that would otherwise support your show. I mean, look at the Rippaverse. Don't piss off the fans and you'll make money. It's not rocket science. Remember, buy my shirts and subscribe, you little bastards. She-Hulk episode 2 starts off with a recap of the last episode, reminding us that Jennifer Walters doesn't want to be a superhero, which is a total 180 from the comic book counterpart. Movies and television that reflect today show you just how little everybody cares about anyone else except for their career and their social media status.
The idea of being a superhero is not appealing to me. I'm not you, and I'm not going to become you. I don't need to join some secret government contractor squad and have my entire life taken away from me. So you didn't wind up alone? Hiding away on some remote beach with no friends?
Oh, by the way, I hope you enjoyed She-Hulk's clothes barely ripping in the first episode, because you'll never see that again. I guess too many VFX artists quit, or maybe they lost the will to live after working for Disney and Marvel's unrealistic deadlines. Well, anyway, back on subject. But seriously though, all jokes aside, is it just me, or have I seen her feet more in one episode than I see my own feet? I mean, Jen Walters never wears socks, even at home.
Oh my.
Well, Jen goes to the bar and everybody loves her. But still, even in her moment of triumph, she has issues, which begin with being called She-Hulk.
That's for you. No, that's for somebody called She-Hulk, which can't possibly be what they're calling me.
Lady Hulk, Girl Hulk, She-Hulk, come on, just give them what they want.
It's so dumb. I can't even exist without being a derivative of the Hulk.
That's a pretty dumb name too.
Wow, what a waste.
the poor children.
Okay. Once again, the comic book version didn't mind. Oh no, look out. It's that terrible male lawyer. He's such a misogynistic pig.
There's a hot chick over there. I'm gonna go talk to it.
How come I have the feeling that whoever wrote this hangs out on female dating tips on Reddit? This is misandry at its finest.
Let's blow those whining women back to the Dark Ages right where they belong.
Yeah, okay.
The writing in this show, honest to God, feels like a Twitter timeline come to life. Male heroes are narcissistic. Student loan debt, ugh. And ooh, she's a snack. Honestly, I'm not even mad at the show. I'm just kind of like, let's just get through the episode. Maybe it'll get better later. But it doesn't. She's also fired by her job. Now, once again, I'm going to say the smarter thing that they could have done and should have done is follow the comic book. We have a whole story arc of She-Hulk fighting as a lawyer to take down a mob boss who's trying to have her killed. And then she's also She-Hulk on the side. Like, She-Hulk takes care of business where Jennifer Walters can't. Spoiler alerts, Jennifer Walters' friend gets killed in her place in the comic book by the hitmen that were going after Jen. And then they pin it on She-Hulk. So now she went from like this sort of Hulk that the police tolerated to being a fugitive. See how much better that storyline is? Instead, we get this. Marvel Disney gives us a montage of Jennifer Walters being rejected from jobs because she is She-Hulk. If you view it from the prism of modern writing, the symbolism is that Jen is a deserving, well-accomplished woman / lawyer, but she is being discriminated against because she's She-Hulk. Let's face it, the most privileged class in America are white women. And I can hear a white man in the background now screaming, "Hell yeah, brother, preach on." But I gotta hand it to the writers. They found the lamest way possible to make She-Hulk an underdog. Isn't that so much better than an interesting story of Jennifer Walters trying to put a mobster in jail for not only framing another man for murder, but for killing her mother, and as well as putting a hit out on her, and then switching to She-Hulk to get street justice? Yeah, who needs all that? Let's watch her do nothing for 20 minutes. This is character development by today's standards, and it's sad. If I may have a moment to wax poetically, let's take something like Demon Slayers, for instance. Tanjiro's struggles and his hardships make you like him as a character, even if he's, the standard fare shonen hero. Something about him just resonates with you, and it becomes endearing to you. His goals, his desires, his passions, they become something you root for him to accomplish. Even the side characters in Demon Slayer, you begin to respect, admire, you're invested in them as people, even though they're like animated characters, obviously. How the writers of She-Hulk are incapable of capturing the humanity of a character with live action actors in a show is baffling to me. Like, honest to God, everyone in She-Hulk seems less human than the characters in Demon Slayer, dude. Call me crazy, but if you saw the Demon Train, bro, you cried at the end. This is getting a little long-winded, so I'm going to try and speed it up like a She-Hulk episode. Anyway, Jen goes home, and I was shocked to find that her mother's alive, because in the comic books, she's dead. Is her father even a retired sheriff anymore? Frankly, I can't say that I care now. The dinner scene plays out like standard fare dinner scenes in American comedies and movies these days, where the female protagonist is overshadowed by the mediocrity of the male in the family.
But it's fine.
Big news! So I got promoted to manager over at the Best Buy.
Manager, all right, Chad. Employed and promoted, right?
Now that's comedy.
Her cousin became the manager of Best Buy, and everyone's like, ooh, yay, congratulations. Like, I don't understand how everyone there wouldn't talk about how amazing She-Hulk is, which is what would happen in real life. Instead, people treat her like a wounded animal for some reason. Oh, this is character building and not predictable writing that's one-dimensional, even for a jughead like me to notice. Oh, by the way, the father has a speech at the end that was supposed to be inspirational, but honest to God, I don't know, dude. It's just kind of like, what?
Well, maybe I should have just let those people get smushed by that desk.
Sweetheart, it's gonna be okay. This isn't even the first time we've had to deal with a Hulk in the family. And you didn't destroy a city.
It does feel like a weight has been lifted. But there's like this new weight.
The thing that you were dreading happened, but look, you're still standing. And now you get to keep moving on.
Right.
Basically, she gets a job in the law division for superpowered beings. She has to be She-Hulk, and she's slightly put off by it. One minute she's told she's a great lawyer, the next she feels like a diversity hire.
Why are you in Hulk form? That is a look.
I just found out the only reason they hired me is because they wanted a Hulk lawyer in the superhuman law division.
Yes, but look at everything it's getting us.
What? Oh no!
You get a lovely scene of her complaining about receiving a super high-paying job, and it's under the prism of discrimination. Hearing her fourth wall break monologue that's supposed to like do something for you, but it feels like nothing. It's like, oh, she's talking to me, but I don't care. Oh, look out. It's privileged old white men. Ugh, patriarchy.
To superhuman law.
God, is this why they hired me? Okay, this sucks. I am totally qualified, but now everyone around here is always going to think this is the only reason I got the job. It's so unfair. I should be able to enjoy the fact that I just got an amazing new job, and I can't. These dodos never had to deal with this on their first day at work.
The head boss seems like a version of the character Mark McKinney from Kids in the Hall plays.
So, let Carrington go, and then tell Bob Thompson that he's going to Minneapolis because he hates the cold. I mean, just tell him that.
Mr. Holloway, I'm...
He's a normal person.
Right now.
Terrific!
Brain candy has made its money back.
I knew it would. You know, I thought it would take a week, wound up taking 30 years.
Well, you're never wrong, Don.
Yeah, well, time is elastic.
Now, if they hired him to do the role, that would have actually been funny. Basically, the high-stakes thing is that She-Hulk has to get Abomination off, or she doesn't get the job. It's her big moral dilemma in the show. Thankfully, it's called a comedy because the writing is a joke. Abomination writes haikus now, and he has 7 lovers. That are soulmates, that are going to get him out of prison and buy him a farm off a ranch, blah, blah, blah. Jen takes the job. Hulk is going off into space, which hints at Planet Hulk and World War Hulk, which it's impossible for the MCU to do. Tony Stark is dead. He was a member of the Illuminati, but I'm not going to go into autistic detail about that. Let's be real. The MCU will screw up Planet Hulk if they even bother to do it. They won't have the guts. Hulk literally wrecks everyone. They won't let Hulk beat the living stuffing out of Miss Marvel or what's her name? Captain Marvel now. Like, dude, I'm not going to do it. This show is just so mediocre, it's sad. I bet Mark Ruffalo had it in his contract to only film for like a day or two at the most. And everything else is like voice acting for him. So it's probably a sweet gig, a fat paycheck, and minimal work. I think I had maybe 2 small laughs during the whole episode, but thank God it's only 22 minutes long because it's really not worth watching. Oh my God, if it was like as long as a Resident Evil Netflix episode, I'd probably have to self-delete. I give the show a 1.5 out of 5 for episode 2. The first episode was more interesting. And I'm being real here, I watched episode 2 twice. And I'm like, By the way, I watched like 15 minutes of Sandman on Netflix. That seems like a good show. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe She-Hulk's so bad it seems good, but I'm preferring Sandman. I would recommend you go watch that.